Welcome to the Billy Schultz Music Podcast.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Billy Schultz Music Podcast, where today I'm going to jump into a rundown of pretty much all the equipment that I use to make the videos for you guys. I got a lot of, the main question that I get from you guys is, you guys want to know what kind of guitar I'm using. I'm going to jump into that. I'm going to jump into all the camera gear that I have, all of the lighting gear that I use, my computer stuff. I'm going to jump into just the entire list of all those things. That way you guys can watch this video and you can see what I'm using for my camera, for what I'm using for the lighting, what kind of guitar I got. So I'm going to start just right from the get-go, and I'm going to break down what kind of guitar I have. So my guitar is an Alvarez, and its model is MD60C. And a funny story about this is that I bought this guitar from a pawn shop a while ago, actually. A long time ago, the house that I was living into got broken into because I was playing music at the time. The band that I was in, we would practice at my house, and we would always have people over while we were practicing, hanging out. People who were friends of ours and people who were friends of friends. We would always just, anybody who wanted to come hang out while we were practicing, we'd all kind of kick it, hang out, we'd practice, do whatever. And eventually, I guess the wrong person got invited, so a bunch of my music equipment got stolen, including my acoustic guitar at the time, and my electric guitar at the time got stolen, my computer at the time got stolen. Most of my music and recording equipment got completely stolen from my house. So I was very tight on money and needed to replace a lot of this equipment. So I went pawn shop hunting for a new guitar, and I found this guitar sitting in a pawn shop, and I didn't even know at the time how much it was worth. They were asking for I want to say $240 for it, something along those lines. And I offered them $200 flat. They sold me the guitar. I played it for, before I offered it to them, I obviously played it for a few minutes, and I liked the way it felt and knew that if I could offer them $200 and they would accept it, we'd be all fine and dandy. And so I offered them the $200, and I bought the guitar. And I actually have never actually looked up how much this guitar was worth, but apparently it sells online. You can find it anywhere used between $400 and $500, and I think I saw a brand new listing for $750, and that makes sense. I really love this guitar, and I knew that once I played it, I knew it was worth definitely more than $200. But I didn't know that brand new it would go for close to $700 or higher. But yeah, it's a great guitar. I love that guitar. Again, it's Alvarez. The model is MD60C. And that's the guitar, because like I said, that's the main thing that you guys want to know. All the equipment that I'm listing, I'll have links for all that stuff in the video description below. So any of the stuff that I'm listing off right now that you want to go check out, by all means, it'll be in the video description. I'll have the full list of everything. So I'll have a link to one of where you can buy a similar guitar of mine, or even just go check it out. From there, I'm going to jump into the cameras that I use. So the main camera that I use for all of the tutorial videos is the EOS Rebel Canon T6i. There's a funny story about this too. A few years ago, I bought a Phantom 3 drone, which I don't even know why. I guess just at the time I thought these things were super cool. They shot in 4K, super expensive, but I had gotten a chunk of money back from something. I think it was maybe financial aid or something like that, and I just kind of rage bought a drone because it just seemed like it was, it would be something super cool, and it would be a really cool way to get some cool footage. But after a couple months of playing around with the drone, I realized that it was not as fun as I thought it was going to be. It was very stressful flying this thing because it was almost $1,000 piece of equipment, and you have to use your, at the time I only had my phone to like monitor what it sees, so it's very hard to see like where it's at when you can't see it in your line of sight. It's very stressful flying this thing. And I actually broke it because you can't really fly it over like populated areas really, so you have to like make a special trip to go out somewhere to like fly this thing to even practice how to use it. And one day when I was doing that, I somehow shut it off in mid-flight and it fell right out of the sky and broke. So after I got it fixed, I was like, I think I would be better off just investing into an actual camera. So I ended up selling it and then using that money to buy this camera here. And I bought it used just off of Craigslist, like any like used website. I think I paid like $500 for it, something like that, which is about, I think, what they go for now used. I think if you buy it new, it's you know, $700-800 maybe, but I think you can still buy these used for like around $400 or $500. But that's the main camera that I use for all the actual tutorials. And then what I'm using right now for these is a GoPro Hero 3 Plus, and I used to use that as well for the videos because it gives, you know, the very wide angle, so like I can be very close to the camera and you can still see a lot of what's around me. I used to use that for the videos as well. I stopped doing it just because I've tried to make the videos as less complicated as possible, and then once I got the new setup that I'm using now, I realized, you know, you can see everything well, everything's well lit, I only need the one camera, and so I decided to start using the GoPro for the podcast videos, which the GoPro Hero 3 is a very, very old model. I think the new one now is the Hero 7, and that's what I'm going to look to upgrade, because you can live stream with the Hero 7, which I'm definitely going to start doing here eventually on the channel once I get all that set up. I'm going to start live streaming from the Hero 7, and this is kind of like it's working for now, and like it gives it's got great quality. The audio that I'm using right now is actually straight from the GoPro, which is why it's not the greatest, but I just purchased a new microphone that's actually getting here today, and I'll talk about that as well. But that's what I'm using for these angles here, is the GoPro Hero 3. You can pick that up for like, I think it's less, I mean, I think you can find it something like online for less than $100. It's a very older model, but still gives great quality, still has great, you know, pretty decent audio, and it's working for me right now. So those are the only two cameras that I'm using, the Canon, the T6i, and the GoPro Hero. My computers, so I do have a laptop which I do most of my work on, and it's it's a mid 2010 MacBook Pro. So it's actually older as well, but I've taken pretty good care of it. I've done some upgrades to it, you know, upgraded the RAM and everything so it runs better. And it's been running great for as long as I've had it. So the MacBook is really what I do most of the editing and like most of the work on. But I do have a desktop computer as well, which is a Mac Mini. It's a late 2012. I like to kind of switch between the two just for, you know, different things, but my MacBook is definitely my main like workhorse. That's what I do most of the stuff on. And then speaking of that, the editing software that I use is Adobe Premiere Pro. I pay for the entire Adobe Cloud, which comes with like Photoshop, which I edit all my thumbnails in, and then I use Premiere Pro for the editing. It's like $25-30 a month, it's like something like that. It's a monthly payment, but I use it all the time, and I don't really do much crazy editing. I mean, a lot of my stuff is super simple. I'm just, you know, cutting out all of the weirdness in the middle of like the tutorials and me screwing up all the time. So like I don't do any kind of crazy editing, but so like you don't really need to have Premiere Pro. I'm sure there's plenty of other video softwares that you could purchase outright for cheaper, or even probably free online that you could use that you could do the same thing with. I like to have Photoshop and Premiere, and I use some of the other apps as well, like Dreamweaver and stuff. So that's why I pay the monthly payment for the entire cloud. Other than that, so like I have that, and then I also have Pro Tools, which is another monthly payment. It's I think $24-25 a month as well. That's what I do any kind of like audio editing once my new microphone comes in today, and even like in the first podcast, if you guys watch that, I did use one of my microphones, and I use it through Pro Tools, and that's why the audio for that was so much better. Again, I'm working out all the kinks with this podcast, so I didn't like having a microphone right in front of my face, and I didn't like having to angle the camera at a weird angle to be able to see my face and have the microphone here, and I didn't like having to be constricted to the motion that I was doing. And then I started thinking, what about when I'm playing guitar on the podcast and all that stuff? So that's why I ordered this new microphone. But any kind of like audio editing that I do, it is in Pro Tools. Yeah, monthly payment. Again, you don't have to use Pro Tools. There are free audio softwares that you can use that'll work just fine. There's cheaper options, but Pro Tools is like industry standard, and I've been using it ever since I was in school for audio engineering, and I still use it on all my own music when I mix and record my own music. So that's why I use the Pro Tools also. So yeah, my microphones that I'm using, so like I said, I'm using the GoPro mic right now. I bought like a skeleton case for the GoPro, that way, because they used to come with the waterproof cases that just cut out a lot of the sound. But I bought a skeleton case for the GoPro, that way it can pick up the audio. And then for the actual guitar tutorials, I just use the built-in microphone on the Canon, the T6i. It's not awful. I've been looking for ways to upgrade the audio quality and the video quality. I'm always looking for ways to make the videos better and the quality better. And that actually did lead me. I bought this guy right here. It's the Rode, the Video Mic Go. It's like 60 or 70 bucks. And I've used it on a couple of the videos, but it hasn't given me the result that I wanted. So I'm kind of still playing around with that to see how I want to try and use it for maybe other kinds of videos or something. But like I said, I'm trying to always upgrade the audio quality. And even in some of the earlier tutorials where for the intro, when I'm like saying what song it is, when I have the full camera on me, I'm using this mic here, which is part of a paired condenser microphone. It's a Rode NT5. You buy these normally as a pair. They're just pencil condenser microphones, and I think they go for, for the pair there's something like $400 or $500, something like that. But it's a great condenser microphone. It's just the reason why I stopped doing the intros like that is for me to be able to pump out as many guitar tutorials as possible. It's just very hard with the setup that I have right now, because I have to film those separately. I have to film the actual tutorial and then film like the intros separately, and those intros take a lot more of a setup. I have to set up the mic stand, set up the microphone, and the audio quality is better, and I do kind of like that version of the tutorials a little bit better, but it just, like I said, it was keeping me from being able to release as many tutorials as I want to. I would love to just keep up with one tutorial a day, and it was kind of keeping me from doing that because I had to film the tutorials and then also film all the intros separately. But that was the mic I was using for that, and like I said, the audio quality for that was pretty good, but it was just taking too much time away from the tutorials. But microphones, so the GoPro mic, the Canon mic, the Rode Video Mic Go, the NT5 I was using, and then this is a AKG C214, which I bought years ago when I found a really good sale on it. It's the younger brother of a industry professional grade standard microphone that pretty much every major studio has. It's the AKG 414, the C414. This is like the younger brother of that. The C414 is usually like around $1,000, a little bit over $1,000, I want to say, if you buy it brand new. This guy you can find brand new even now, I want to say, for $300-400, if around that price. You can get it used for much less. It's the same exact microphone, it's just the C414 has more polar patterns, which means you can switch between whether you want it to pick up the entire area around you, or whether you just want to pick up from the front. This one is just cardioid, so it only picks up from the front side here. The 414 can pick up from all around. You can change it to pick up from front and back only. It's got a lot more options to it, so that's why it's more expensive. But this one is just as good quality wise from what you're going to get from the microphone as the C414. So like I said, I've used that one in some of the podcasts. I've tried using it on some of the covers, but those are pretty much all the microphones that I use. I have a lot of other ones because like I said, I used to record and I went to school for recording, so I have a lot of other microphones that are used for different things, but those are the ones that I've been using mainly on this channel. And the new microphone that I bought, which I'm going to be using for the podcast 100%, is going to be my stable microphone for the podcast, but also I'm going to try and use it on the videos as well, because it's supposed to be one of the better microphones out on the market for podcasting and things like that. It's the Samson G-Track Pro, and it's a USB microphone, and it's, like I said, it's supposed to be one of the highest quality USB microphones on the market, and I'll be able to just set it up right here. It'll be able to pick me up. I won't have to be stuck in one spot. I'm hopefully having some guests on here soon. One of my buddies who's going to be on the next podcast, he's going to come by and we're going to film, and instead of having to set up two microphones or having to worry about the iffy quality from the GoPro, this thing is supposed to be great quality. It'll pick up both of us extremely well. It'll pick up a room full of people if I have more people, because I want to be able to have as many options as possible when it comes to the podcast. I want to be able to have like live jam sessions or groups of people or whatever, and so this microphone I think is going to give me that flexibility. But yeah, it's just a USB microphone, so you don't even need an interface for it. It just plugs right into a computer, and then you can change between. It's got multiple polar patterns. It's got a lot of cool built-in features. So after this video, that'll be the staple mic that I use in all the podcasts. And like I said, I'm going to try and find a way to be able to use it also for the guitar tutorials, because hopefully it'll give me better audio quality than what the microphone on the Canon is giving me. So those are all the microphones. Let's see. Some of my mic stands that I'm using, the one that I'm using right now for the GoPro is like one of those flexible, like it's got the flexible legs, a little tripod. It's got the flexible legs on it, to where you can like wrap it around something or just chain. It's very, very easy to move it around how you want it to be. That's what I'm using for the GoPro right now. I also have this guy right here. It's like a mini little tripod stand that I've used for the GoPro before. My main stand that I use for the videos is just an Amazon Basics 60-inch straight just tripod, like camera tripod. You can find it on Amazon. It's like $25. I don't know why everything's that I buy is around that price. That's weird. But that's the main one that I use for the Canon and the guitar tutorial videos. And I have like two of these adjustable ones, like I said, that I'm using. I'm using the one right here now. I've got the smaller one that I'll use every now and then for the GoPro or for the Canon, and then the big one, the Amazon Basic one is bigger, it's thicker, it's more heavy duty. That's what I use for all of the guitar tutorials. Let me see. So my lighting, I bought a lighting kit less than a year ago, and I started using it in all the videos. It's just it's the ESDDI lighting kit. You can find it on Amazon as well. Basic lighting kit. It comes with a couple different backdrops. I use the black one in all the videos. It comes with 4 different lights, and the stand, all that stuff. It's a great lighting kit. It's everything I've needed so far to make sure the videos are the quality that I want them to be. It's $140 on Amazon. It's been one of the best purchases that I've made, and like I said, it makes the videos all just look much better than they did in the beginning. I mean, you can see the earlier videos on the channel, they were struggling a little bit. But yeah, it's the ESDDI lighting kit. I use that pretty much in every single video, especially the guitar tutorials that I'm doing. That covers pretty much everything. I have a hard shell case for my guitar that I don't even know where it came from. I bought it from a buddy of mine. It just so happened to fit my acoustic guitar. Oh, one thing that you guys don't know about I don't know how I missed this. So this, need to clean that closet. So this is my electric guitar. I'm hoping with this new setup, I will be able to use this guy more. But this is my baby. So this is, she needs some TLC, my volume knob fell off. But this is my Fender Telecaster Deluxe 1972 series. I bought it off of eBay. Like I said, when my house got robbed, all my guitars got stolen. Yeah, I need to break her out more. But all my guitars got stolen, so I was able to pick this one up for super cheap, the acoustic, at a pawn shop. But I knew that at the time I was playing my electric guitar so much more than my acoustic guitar because I was playing in a few different bands, and I knew that I needed one that was going to be, you know, was going to last me a while. And I found this one on eBay for like, someone was giving it away. It was, I think I paid like $400 for it or something like that. And I want to say goes for a lot more than that. But yeah, I saw that it was going for eBay for like $400, and I immediately bought it. It came with the hard case, and I'm hoping to be able to use this in some more of the videos soon, because I've been kind of limited to just the acoustic. So hopefully I'll be able to break that out at some point in the near future. Another cool thing that I have is I bought this recently. This is a belt box, and I like to practice singing whenever I can, when I'm not practicing guitar or filming videos, which is all the time basically. And so what this does is you put it over your face like this, and it'll stay. See, you can't hear me. Ah! It'll stay on. It'll stay on your face while you practice singing. I can play my guitar and sing into it, and it's very, very helpful when you live in a place like I do in Los Angeles, where we're all, you know, I can hear my upstairs neighbors all the time. I'm sure they can hear me, and when I'm yelling and screaming at the top of my lungs and sound terrible trying to sing, this thing keeps them from sending notices to my door saying that I need to shut the hell up. So I picked that up. It was like $50. It's been a really cool thing to have. Like I said, it's been very useful. I've been using it a lot, and it's nice to be able to know that I can sing as badly as I want to and not disrupt anybody. But there's that. Oh, this is I'm just getting into like random miscellaneous stuff now. I need to wrap this video up. But YouTube channel for dummies. I thought it was going to teach me a little bit more than I know, but I'm almost finished with it, and it was pretty much just how YouTube works, and I know most of that. But that almost wraps it up. My interface that I use for all my audio stuff is just a Focusrite Scarlett Solo. It's a 2-input interface. It's like $100. I have a Rockstor external hard drive. It's a 500 gigabyte external hard drive, and I don't even think they sell those anymore. I think Rockstor is still a company, but I don't think they sell this version. I don't think they sell this hard drive anymore. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna wrap the video up here as for it to not be insanely too long. But yeah, that's a rundown of most, if not all, of the equipment that I use, at least when making these videos. If you guys want to see more, if you have more questions, I might do another video in the future, maybe go more in depth on some of the things. But that's pretty much a list of all the equipment that I use. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I know a lot of you guys wanted to know the guitar that I use. So it is Alvarez MD60C, and I do have the Telecaster Deluxe 1972 edition from Fender. Those are the only two guitars that I own, so hopefully soon I'll be able to pick more up, and then when we hit 50,000 subscribers, I'll be giving one to you guys. So if you like this video, please, please, please click the like button, click the subscribe button. I'm doing the giveaways every single month. Subscribe to the channel. click the like button. In the comment section, tell me some videos that you guys want me to teach you, some songs you want to learn on guitar. That will enter you into all the giveaways. Every single month, I'm giving away a guitar accessories kit, which comes with picks, strap, all the little things that you need as a guitar player. And then I'm also giving away a free shirt from my online merch store. We're doing that once a month, every single month. I'm announcing the winners on the podcast, so keep up with the podcast. Enter to win the contest, and then when I hit 50,000 subscribers, we just hit 25,000, which is crazy. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna probably say this more than I probably ever should, and it's probably gonna get annoying, but thank you guys. I cannot thank you enough. Never thought I'd be at 25,000, but we're halfway there to the 50,000, and once we get there, I'm gonna give one of you guys a free guitar, and it's gonna be an awesome experience. So please subscribe to the channel, click the like button, and we'll see you guys in the next podcast. Bye guys.